In a small garage in California, a young visionary was about to change the world. The hum of computer circuits, the smell of soldering metal, and the quiet determination in his eyes hinted at something revolutionary. That young man was Steve Jobs. Today, his name is synonymous with innovation, creativity, and groundbreaking technology. But his journey was far from easy. He faced rejection, failure, and moments of doubt. Yet, his vision never wavered. Through relentless persistence and an unshakable belief in the power of design and technology, he built a company that reshaped how we live, work, and communicate. In this video, we will explore the life of Steve Jobs, his early struggles, his greatest innovations, and the lessons he left behind. Along the way, you'll also learn valuable English vocabulary related to technology and entrepreneurship. Stay with us until the end. You won't want to miss this story. Steve Jobs was born on February 24, 1955, in San Francisco, California. However, from the very beginning, his life took an unexpected turn. He was given up for adoption. Paul and Clara Jobs, a modest working-class couple, took him in and raised him in Mountain View, California. His adoptive father, a machinist, introduced him to mechanics and electronics at an early age, unknowingly sparking the curiosity that would later define Jobs' career. From childhood, Steve was an inquisitive and intelligent boy, but he struggled with authority. He found traditional schooling dull and often caused trouble in class. However, one teacher, Imogene Hill, recognized his potential and encouraged him. Under her guidance, he developed a passion for learning, particularly in science and engineering. During his teenage years, Jobs met Steve Wozniak, a brilliant young engineer who shared his interest in computers. Their friendship would later prove pivotal in shaping the future of technology. After high school, Jobs enrolled at Reed College in Oregon. However, he soon realized that the rigid academic structure was not for him. He dropped out after just 6 months, but continued auditing classes that intrigued him, such as calligraphy. This seemingly insignificant decision would later play a major role in shaping Apple's design philosophy. Although he lacked a formal degree, Jobs never stopped learning. He believed that passion and curiosity were more valuable than traditional education, a belief that would guide him throughout his career. After dropping out of college, Steve Jobs found himself on an unconventional path. He traveled to India, experimented with Zen Buddhism, and explored different perspectives on life and business. But his true passion remained in technology. Back in California, he reconnected with his old friend, Steve Wozniak, a genius in computer engineering. At the time, Wozniak was working on a personal computer prototype, something revolutionary for the era. Jobs immediately saw its potential, not just as a tool for hobbyists, but as a product that could transform the way people interacted with technology. In 1976, Jobs and Wozniak co-founded Apple Computer Inc. in the garage of Jobs' parents' house. Their first product, the Apple I, was a basic assembled circuit board. It wasn't a complete computer yet, but it caught the attention of local tech enthusiasts. Then came the Apple II, a sleek, fully assembled personal computer. It was the first computer designed with everyday users in mind, featuring a graphical interface and a compact, consumer-friendly design. This was a game-changer. The Apple II became one of the first mass-market personal computers, selling millions of units and making Apple a rising star in the tech industry. By 1980, Apple had gone public, and its stock skyrocketed. Jobs, still in his 20s, became a multimillionaire overnight. But beyond the money, what truly fueled him was his vision: to make computers an essential part of people's lives. Apple had officially entered the big leagues. However, success didn't mean stability. As the company grew, internal tensions also increased. leading to one of the most dramatic twists in Jobs' career. With the success of the Apple II, Jobs was eager to push the boundaries of technology even further. He envisioned a computer that was not only powerful, but also intuitive and beautifully designed. This vision led to the creation of the Macintosh, a machine that would introduce the world to the first mainstream graphical user interface, GUI. Inspired by a visit to Xerox PARC, where he saw early prototypes of GUI technology, Jobs realized that the future of computers lay in making them user-friendly. Instead of complex command-line instructions, the Macintosh would use icons, windows, and a mouse, making it accessible to everyone. In 1984, Apple launched the Macintosh with one of the most iconic commercials in history, aired during the Super Bowl. The ad, inspired by George Orwell's 1984, depicted Apple as a revolutionary force against corporate conformity. The message was clear. Apple was here to challenge the status quo. However, despite its groundbreaking design, the Macintosh had limitations. It was expensive, had limited software support, and didn't sell as well as expected. Many within Apple began questioning Jobs' leadership style. His perfectionism, relentless demands, and sometimes abrasive personality created internal conflicts. The Macintosh may not have been an immediate commercial success, but it laid the foundation for the future of computing. Jobs had proven that design and user experience, UX, were just as important as technical specifications. However, his growing friction with Apple's board would soon lead to an unexpected turning point in his career. By 1985, Apple was a growing powerhouse, but internally, tensions were boiling over. Steve Jobs, despite being the face of innovation, was also known for his demanding and often confrontational leadership style. His relentless pursuit of perfection led to frequent clashes with executives and board members, particularly with Apple's CEO at the time, John Sculley, whom Jobs had personally recruited. As the Macintosh struggled in the market, pressure mounted. Jobs insisted that his vision was the right one, but Apple's board saw him as impulsive and difficult to manage. A power struggle ensued, and in a shocking turn of events, the very company he had founded decided to strip him of his responsibilities. By mid-1985, Steve Jobs was forced out of Apple. This was a devastating blow. At just 30 years old, he had built one of the most innovative companies in the world, only to be pushed aside. But instead of dwelling on the loss, Jobs saw this as an opportunity for reinvention. Years later, reflecting on this moment, Jobs would say, "Getting fired from Apple was the best thing that could have ever happened to me." His next moves, founding Next and acquiring Pixar, would set the stage for one of the greatest comebacks in business history. Though Jobs had lost Apple, his vision and ambition remained intact. He was about to embark on a journey that would redefine not only his career, but the entire tech industry. After being forced out of Apple, Steve Jobs faced an uncertain future. However, instead of giving up, he used this setback as fuel for reinvention. In 1985, he founded Next Inc., a company focused on creating high-end workstations for education and business. Although Next computers were technologically advanced, their high cost limited their success. Still, the company's software innovations would later become crucial for Apple's future. At the same time, Jobs made a bold investment. He acquired a small graphics division from Lucasfilm and turned it into Pixar. At first, Pixar struggled financially, but Jobs believed in its potential. His patience paid off in 1995 when Toy Story became the first fully computer-animated feature film, revolutionizing the movie industry. Pixar went on to produce hits like Finding Nemo and The Incredibles, ultimately being acquired by Disney for $7.4 billion in 2006. While Jobs was building Pixar's success, Apple was declining. By the mid-90s, Apple was losing market share, Its products lacked direction, and the company was on the verge of collapse. In 1996, desperate for innovation, Apple made a historic decision. It acquired Next, bringing Steve Jobs back to the company he had founded. Jobs returned as an advisor, but his vision and leadership were quickly recognized, and by 1997, he became Apple's interim CEO. With Apple in financial turmoil, many doubted whether Jobs could save the company. But what followed was one of the greatest comebacks in business history, one that would reshape technology and the way we live forever. When Steve Jobs returned to Apple in 1997, the company was in serious trouble. Its products were outdated, sales were declining, and bankruptcy seemed imminent. One of his first major decisions was simplifying Apple's product line. He cut unnecessary projects, refocused the company on design and innovation, and secured a surprising $150 million investment from Microsoft to keep Apple afloat. Then, in 1998, Apple introduced the iMac, a colorful, translucent desktop computer that stood out in an industry filled with dull, beige machines. The sleek design and user-friendly experience helped restore Apple's image, making the iMac a commercial success. But Jobs wasn't just thinking about computers. He wanted to revolutionize entire industries. In 2001, Apple launched the iPod, a small, stylish device that could store 1,000 songs in your pocket. Paired with iTunes, the iPod transformed the music industry, changing the way people bought and listened to music. But Jobs had an even bigger vision, a device that would put a computer, phone, and music player into one compact machine. In 2007, the world witnessed the birth of the iPhone. When Jobs introduced it on stage, he called it an iPod, a phone, and an internet communicator, all in one device. It was a game-changer, setting the standard for modern smartphones with its touchscreen interface, sleek design, and App Store ecosystem. Apple's success didn't stop there. In 2010, Jobs introduced the iPad, creating an entirely new category of portable devices. Many critics doubted its potential, but the iPad quickly became a bestseller, proving once again that Jobs had an unmatched ability to anticipate consumer needs. Each of these products didn't just succeed, they revolutionized industries. Jobs had turned Apple into the most valuable technology company in the world, proving that design, user experience, and vision could reshape the future. Despite these triumphs, Jobs was facing a personal battle, one that would mark the final chapter of his extraordinary journey. Steve Jobs was more than just a businessman. He was a visionary who believed in the power of design, simplicity, and user experience. He often said that technology alone wasn't enough. It had to be combined with art and human creativity to create products that truly impacted people's lives. One of the core principles that guided Jobs was his obsession with perfection. Whether it was the font choice on a screen or the shape of a product's edges, every detail mattered. This commitment to excellence and simplicity became the foundation of Apple's design philosophy, influencing an entire generation of technology. Beyond design, Jobs also believed in persistence and resilience. His famous 2005 Stanford commencement speech captured this mindset perfectly. In it, he told graduates, "You can't connect the dots looking forward. You can only connect them looking backward. So you have to trust that the dots will somehow connect in your future." He encouraged people to follow their passion, embrace failures, and take risks. He lived by his own words, turning setbacks, like being fired from Apple, into opportunities for reinvention. Another defining aspect of his philosophy was his ability to anticipate what people wanted before they even knew it. He didn't rely on focus groups. He believed that true innovation came from intuition, bold ideas, and thinking differently. Through his principles of design, passion, and persistence, Steve Jobs didn't just create products. he created movements. And even after his passing, his impact continues to shape the world of technology. On October 5, 2011, the world lost one of its greatest visionaries. Steve Jobs passed away at the age of 56 after a long battle with pancreatic cancer. His death was met with an outpouring of tributes from industry leaders, innovators, and millions of people whose lives had been touched by his work. Even after his passing, Jobs' influence continues to shape the world of technology, design, and business. Apple, the company he built, remains one of the most valuable and influential brands in history. The principles he instilled, simplicity, elegance, and user-centered design, still guide Apple's philosophy today. But his impact goes beyond Apple. He revolutionized multiple industries: personal computing, music, mobile technology, animation, and digital publishing. The iPhone set the standard for smartphones, while Pixar redefined animated filmmaking. His approach to design and innovation continues to inspire entrepreneurs, designers, and engineers worldwide. Perhaps Jobs' greatest legacy is the mindset he left behind: to think differently, to challenge the status quo, and to never settle for mediocrity. His story serves as a reminder that passion, creativity, and resilience can change the world. Though he is gone, his vision lives on. Whenever we pick up a smartphone, watch a Pixar movie, or use a beautifully designed piece of technology, we are experiencing the legacy of Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs was more than just an entrepreneur. He was a creator, innovator, and visionary who reshaped the way we interact with technology. From the Apple approach in a small garage to the iPhone in the hands of billions, his relentless pursuit of excellence left an indelible mark on the world. His journey teaches us valuable lessons. Failure is not the end. Creativity thrives on passion, and true innovation comes from challenging the norm. Jobs proved that technology is not just about circuits and code. It's about people, experiences, and making life better. Now, we want to hear from you. Which of Steve Jobs' innovations do you think had the biggest impact on the world? Leave a comment below and share your thoughts. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like and subscribe for more inspiring content. As Jobs would say, stay hungry, stay foolish.